Hi and welcome to WoW Flash. This is my weekly news series where I go over all the news of interest from anything to do with Warcraft from the past 7 days. And I suppose one major piece of news is we've finally got a new armoury. So after 8.5 months of Legion being out, they've actually updated it, so it's a lot more accurate now. I can't actually see relics in there still, so when you look on the weapon, I may just have missed that though, it might be there somewhere, but I've not actually seen that. But at least it is now working, it is now accurate, we don't have to try and go WoW Progress, because that was the only other place where you could actually go and actually see those things. I guess if the relics aren't on the WoW Armoury for whatever reason, WoW Progress would still be the only place you would see those. Another thing is, apparently, it is the 12th anniversary of the Leroy Jenkins video. So for those who don't know, this was a spoof video set in the original Upper Blackrock Spire, featuring featuring a paladin with who wanted the devout shoulders, which were the priest cloth shoulders at the time. I don't know that realistically there was a lot of that going on, especially when they were armed with a double-handed axe, but the Arcanite Reaper. But yeah, it is the 12th anniversary, so let's give that another watch again. Obviously not on this channel, it's not mine. I'll put a link to it up there if I remember. The other thing is, again, with the changes coming to Mythic Plus, and just to cement the idea that Blizzard are really trying to persuade us to push higher keys rather than just doing lots of ones that are well within us, they're adding a little bit of an incentive for people who really want to push the keys. So what they've said is, for every keystone level above 15, and bear in mind, when 7.2.5 comes out, a plus 15 may be the one you want to push for anyway. At the moment, a plus 10 is the baseline because that gives you the highest possible item level item from your weekly cache. They're going to increase that when 7.2.5 comes out. They sort of suggested that it might be 15 without saying explicitly in the last Q&A. Well, this might indicate that indeed 15 is what it is. So if you go above 15, it says you'll have an increasing chance for the final chest to contain additional loot. Because one of the criticisms that has come has been, you know, that players are not going to get as much loot. So the ones who were doing lots of Mythic Plus were going to be losing out on a load of loot. Well, here it's basically saying, well, if you push it, there is a chance for extra loot there. They said that the chance scales linearly. So, you know, you get a set chance at plus 16, presumably, you know, that same chance on top of it for plus 16, 17 and so on. And it says it will roll over past 100% and accumulates pretty quickly. So past 100%, I guess what they mean by that is, if it's, let's say, 120%, that means a guaranteed extra item plus a 20% chance of another item. That's the only thing that makes sense. It says at level 20, you'll be guaranteed 4 pieces of loot plus a 5th if you beat the timer, as an example there. So, since the other thing is, with professions, I mean, again, this is sort of perennial, I think, really. With the gathering professions, in particular mining, people have issues getting the 3 stars. It's a very, very rare chance. So what Blizzard have said to this is, you know, it is a rare chance. You know, you're not going to get it, your 3 stars on all your mining stuff unless you're doing it a lot. But they said that the drop rates might increase for the quests in a future patch. I guess it's one of those things where as the expansion rumbles on and gets close to the end, I mean, we're not near the end yet, point that out, but as it does, it becomes less important that they make us, because remember, these stars systems are in place, especially for the gathering ones, to make us do it more and more. It's all of these devices that they've put in Legion are there to keep us online and playing for longer. So as we get further into the expansion, with more and more stuff to occupy our time anyway, it becomes less important that some of those other things are there to take that time up, I guess. The other thing is there has been some banning going on, and some of it has been a little bit erroneous. So they sent out some bans for win trading in PvP. And then on reviewing it, they found out a few things. First of all, I'll put it into their own words. It says the investigation concluded that there were indeed some players caught in this action who should not have been hit with a permanent account closure. Those that were not involved with seller agencies, that's the one that gets you permanent banned, but still found to be purposely involved in win trading, and they've had their closures reduced to a suspension. Some of those players, they've said the misdemeanors were so minor that they've served their suspension. Those accounts are now active, some are still not. But they also went on to say that actually some people were banned, hit with this account closure, who did nothing wrong. So they've offered their apologies for that one, and you know, talked about reviewing procedures there, I think. But it says, while we remain committed to upholding the integrity of rated play, we will take more care to ensure that the correct actions are taken in the future. So that's it this week in terms of the news. I've just got a couple of channel announcements, really. One is just to remind you about the new Tuesday live discussions I've started doing. I'm going to change it very slightly. I've done 2 of these now. They've actually been really good. We've been on for a good 2.5 hours, I think, in the last couple. The way I started it is I'll be bringing out a video at the weekend that just sort of sets the scenes, a little taster, and then we can all discuss it live in the Tuesday discussion. Whereas in last week, on Tuesdays, in actual fact, it just pretty much ended up open-ended all the way through. So I thought, okay, fine. So I think that I'll change it slightly now, and I will still bring out a video that we can discuss on the Tuesday one. But you know what? If people just want to go for it, then we'll just open it out to whatever people want to talk about on those Tuesday ones. So that's Tuesdays, 7 PM UK time. The other thing to note is that I'm not sure I'll get time to do it this weekend. I have got quite a few things I need to get on with it. It might be possible, but I certainly want to start quite soon. I have kept saying to myself, I want time to, you know, play some other MMOs that I already have. Just little bits, a few hours a week. Give me that. And I might combine that with some live gameplay streaming as well. So there'll be more information on that. That's likely to be either Saturday or Sunday afternoons. Not likely to be this weekend. But if there is, I will put a shout out on YouTube, and I will mention it on Twitter as well. But I'm hoping, like, in the next week or two, that I'll organise my time so that I can actually do that as well. So that'd be an interesting addition there as well. So thanks very much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.